everybody, this is Dustin Neely from Church Planning for the Rest of Us, and I wanted to take just a moment today to answer one of the questions that came in from one of you that is connected to the topic that we discussed last week. The question is, so how do you know when to transfer from being a bivocational to a full-time church planter? That's a great question. And I believe the answer to this question begins long before you ever set foot on the field planting your church. Now here's what I mean by this. If this is the route that you're going to go, which is a fine route that we discussed last week, then it needs to be a vision-based decision. And I think you need to begin to communicate this vision long before the church ever becomes the church, so to speak. You need to tell the people that you're raising money from, you need to tell your wife, you need to tell your core group, you need to tell everyone, this is my intended goal. And that's good for two reasons. Number one, so it doesn't surprise anyone when you make that announcement. Number two, it also gives you and your core team a goal to work for. And here I think you begin to simply make your plan and then work your plan. Now, the how exactly we'll deal with in tomorrow's post, but I want to give just a couple of metrics for you here to think about. Now, many people will say the average church of 100 people can support a full-time pastor. As a rule of thumb, that's a good place to start. But here's the tricky thing. If you have 100 college students, well, that may not be the case. If you have 100 drug addict, homeless folks that you're reaching out to, that will certainly not be the case. And then there's other contextual factors, such as if you're in the Northeast or you're in the Northwest. A lot of things go into this, so that 100 rule may not be the best answer. But I do think there are certain metrics and milestones that you can be looking for, and quite simply, those just come down to doing the math. What is the salary that you need to live on? And then I would also include retirement, and then also health insurance is some basic benefits to go in there. And then the wider circle is what are the tools and the funds that you need to do the ministry of the church. And then as those numbers begin to come in from tithes and offerings and fundraising and so on, and then you can begin to say, okay, we're getting in the right place here, well then it can become more arbitrary of, okay, it's time to make this transition. I'll give you some particular tips about that tomorrow, but there's a good insight on the when to begin the work.